Before we start this video, I would like to inform you guys on some good news and some bad news. The good news is my first video about Anthony Richardson has reached over 200 views. I really appreciate the support on the video, and to the two people that disliked the video, just know I will find you and you are not safe. The bad news is my family is still not proud of me. I got into the best university in my state and I'm studying wildlife ecology while making YouTube videos, and they still don't love me. So just wanted to make a quick reminder, a quick info update before we really start this video. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe and like the video so my family can love me again. We saw a really interesting matchup this weekend between Chargers rookie offensive tackle Joe Alt, who they selected with the fifth overall pick out of Notre Dame, and who I would consider to be the best defensive player in the NFL as of right now in T.J. Watt. And I gotta say, in this matchup, T.J. Watt got the best out of Joe Alt. T.J. Watt ended the game with one sack, and I counted 6 pass blocking sets where Joe Alt and T.J. Watt went one-on-one with no chip from the tight end or the running back, where it was just one-on-one. And I had Joe Alt only winning one of those matches, with TJ Watt taking the other 5. This could be considered Joe Alt's welcome to the NFL moment, seeing as he fared very well against other rushers such as Jadeveon Clowney and Max Crosby. So let's look over all of the reps between Joe Alt and TJ Watt. See what they did right, see what they did wrong, see what Joe Alt can improve upon to hold elite edge rushers better in check, such as TJ Watt, and really appreciate TJ Watt while we still have him as the elite game breaking unstoppable player as he was. It's first important that we look at the reps where Joe Alt got help, chips from his tight end and running back. The Chargers did a really good job game planning around TJ Watt's dominance in this game, and it was really common for them to chip using the tight end and running back. I counted a total of 9 times where Joe Alt received help either from his running back or tight end, and that compares to the 6 times he was left alone on the island, with 3 of those reps being the last 3 plays that he was in before he got injured, unfortunately, at the end of the game. So the clips going on the screen right now are the plays that Joe Alt got help from his tight end or running back. Not much I can say about these clips. A lot of these chips are really well done by the Chargers and really well executed, where TJ Watt really doesn't have a chance to get a good rush going. So it's really meaningless to look at these on the TJ Watt and Joe Alt perspective because it doesn't really showcase anything on either end. If you wanted to take anything out of these reps, this last clip is sort of interesting. TJ Watt gets help from his running back, but he does put TJ Watt on his back. It's kind of a nice block, but like I said, he gets help, so not much to note here. Now where Joe Alt received help from his running back or tight end. Let's look at some one-on-one blocks. This is the first one we're going to be looking at today, and I count this as a win for TJ Watt. Justin Herbert is able to get his ball off and dump it off, but realistically, TJ Watt wins this rep with ease. What we're going to see here is TJ Watt get off the ball with incredible get off. This is one of TJ Watt's best attributes, and before he engages here, Joe Alt's feet is still in the air. I know the field goal post is kind of in the way, but if you look at Joe Alt's planted foot right here, it's off the ground, and when TJ Watt engages, he's already he missed the punch. It's over here. When you're facing an elite rusher like TJ Watt, you really need to hit the initial punch because he's so fast and explosive, he'll just loop around you. So TJ Watt is going to hit a swim with his right arm here and completely blow by Joe Alt. And like I said, Justin Herbert's able to dump it off to his receiver, Lad McConkey. But this is a win for TJ Watt. This is Joe Alt's first loss in the game pretty early in the game. And I don't blame the Chargers offensive personnel putting Joe Alt with some help this game when facing an elite rusher like TJ Watt, even though he is such a good prospect, because TJ Watt is a monster, as we can see here. Actually, both tackles lost their matchups pretty convincingly, but this is a loss for Joe Alt when going against one of the best edge defenders in the NFL. The second clip we're going to be looking at. T.J. Watt here, I don't know why the camera is inverted, but T.J. Watt here is again going to show his good get off here. He's going to cut inside, beat Joe Alt on an inside move, but the guard picks up and helps him. So there's no pressure on Justin Herbert here. But I believe this is a loss because if the defensive tackle stayed engaged with the guard, it would have been a loss. We can see the defensive tackle trades off to the center, and Joe Alt is left one-on-one with T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt's going to cut inside here, completely beat Joe Alt. He has no base here. He's completely leaning to the left, and the guard luckily helps, picking up him, leaving no pressure. And Justin Herbert gets the ball off pretty quick here, which also helps it. But this is definitely a loss for Joe Alt here, seeing as he got beat on the inside. He's pretty good at not getting beat in the inside. Most of his losses came from outside rushes from T.J. Watt this game, but this is an instance where I'd say he lost the rep because of an inside move. This is what I'd say is Joe Alt's lone win against TJ Watt this game. It's a pretty good pass blocking rep by Joe Alt. He's going to make TJ Watt run what defensive linemen call the carousel. So TJ Watt is going to run out. He's going to try to take the outside shoulder of Joe Alt, and Joe Alt is just going to continue to slide with him. And TJ Watt is just going to run a circle around Justin Herbert. It looks like if he held the ball a little longer, he could have drawn a holding call, but the refs don't call it, so it's a clean block. But it looks like if it extended a second, and we can even see T.J. Watt at the end complaining a little bit, thinking that he should have got this call. You can see he turns to the ref, he raises his arm. But I would consider this a win for Joe Alt and his only win of the day. If you want to call holding and call this a loss, you could. That would give Joe Alt 0-6 against T.J. Watt this game. But I'm going to give him a win on this one because he really needs that self-esteem boost after this game against T.J. Watt. Here's another cool pass rush by T.J. Watt here. He's going to use some good get off, and then he's going to hit Joe Alt with a really nice push-pull move, and he's going to rip across his outside shoulder. Joe Alt gets out of his stance. Honestly, a very solid position here for Joe Alt. His left foot is off the ground, but he is in a good position. He's got his shoulders squared. He's ready for the punch, and he punches. His left hand is on the outside shoulder of T.J. Watt, so it's not the greatest punch. You can tell he's leaning a little bit, and T.J. Watt, being the elite edge rusher that he is, notices that he's leaning, and he rips. As you can see, T.J. Watt just gets to the outside with that little rip move. Joe Alt is completely leaning forward. His body is almost parallel with the ground, and T.J. Watt just gets around that edge there. Little hold by Joe Alt. And Easton Stick is in the game at this point. I'm going to end with the sack. Here's the final pass rush rep that we're going to look at before we look at the sack that TJ Watt got against Joe Alt. And it actually does look like I messed up a little bit because this clip he did get help. But this is another rep that TJ Watt wins even with the chip. So as we can see, Joe Alt gets some help from the chip from his tight end. And TJ Watt is, video skip there, hold up, let me go back one more time. He beats him to the outside again. And he gets a help with the sack there. You could also attribute this to Easton Stick scrambling out of the pocket, but Joel does to get to his outside shoulder, and Joel ends up on the ground somehow. I'm trying to see how it happened. It looks like he ran into number 97 there, and it looks like they're both a little banged up. This was the play that Joel actually got injured, and I don't know how much you want to count this as a win or loss, but TJ Watt got in on the sack, so I would consider it a small loss for Joe Alt. And unfortunately, after this injury, he is out for a few weeks now. The sack that Joe Alt led up. It's when Easton Stick's in the game, so it's not Justin Herbert, but it still is a clear loss by Joe Alt against TJ Watt here. He doesn't get any help. He's left in an island out on the edge on TJ Watt, which is a hard task for any tackle, let alone a rookie tackle with a backup quarterback in the game. So what Joe Alt's going to get here, out of his stance, he's slow. TJ Watt already has the outside corner. And what we're going to see here is TJ Watt do what he's been doing all game, which is beating Joe Alt to the outside of his shoulder. He's going to do another rip through and just smacks Easton Stick. As we can see, rip through, you can see the right arm right there. Rip through, he's free. It's over. Joe Alt doesn't try to hold or anything, and it gets Easton Stick killed. It's a really good play by TJ Watt. He's going to get his. It's unrealistic to think that he wouldn't. We'll watch it one more time. Great get off, rip through, sack. And TJ Watt had a monster game against Joe Alt. Joe Alt did some nice things in the run game, which is actually kind of cool to see. But this, I'm just covering his pass blocking reps in this video. But he definitely did not do the greatest on his pass blocking stats against T.J. Watt, which nobody really does. So, like I said, rough game for Joel, but I'm hoping he can bounce back once he gets back from injury. Right, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed and want to see more film reviews, comment down below who you'd like me to cover. Give a like and subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed. Uh, Good game by Joel. Hope to see him come back from injury. Monster game by T.J. Watt. I'm really excited to watch both these guys this season. T.J. Watt is my Defensive Player of the Year vote right now, and Joel is a very good tackle, and he was my number one tackle coming out of the 2024 draft. So I'm hoping he can turn that around a little bit. He did have a very good game against Max Crosby, like I said. So I do believe in him. Know he has the ability to bounce back, and hope this injury doesn't affect him too much long term. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.